I think I knew even from a young age that I was different. I was different from the other girls in the neighborhood. I felt a little different, but most of all, I sounded a little different from other girls. As a matter of fact, I sounded. My name is Hortence McCoo, and I have a singing who. I was born in Hoosick Falls in the summer of '72. My parents, William and Marilyn McCoo. I was their first child. I ended up being their only child. I don't think they planned it that way, but I had a unique childhood. My mother had a hard time raising me as a single mom, and especially with the certain circumstances that she had to go through. Well, now that was the last time I saw my husband. It's in that delivery room. He was a good man, but there's only so much a man can take, I guess. And that girl came out. She came out. That who was it singing? I swear she was louder that day than she was until she hit puberty. I think I first really realized how different I was when I went to kindergarten. The kids could be really cruel. When Mr. Hoover read Horton Hears a Who, all the kids started laughing uncontrollably. But the worst part was Mr. Hoover himself, my kindergarten teacher. He kept trying to quiet the room down, and he couldn't figure out why we kept making noise. And the more he wanted quiet, the louder I seemed to hum, I think, because I'd get nervous. And he started shouting, and then he started biting himself and ripping his hair out. And the principal came in at that point and asked me to leave, and never ever come back. My mom homeschooled me after that. I hear Mr. Hoover stop teaching.
So can you go over why you couldn't have dogs again?
Oh, my makeup okay?
It's fine.
All right. Well, it was little Hortense's who. It would get up to sounding off, and well, they'd play catch or something, and she'd go chasing after him. That dog would cry and cry and hide under the porch, and well, it would be gone for days at a time, and finally he just didn't come back. It's just too much for a little dog to stand. I mean, I did okay. I wore air plugs most of my life there. He's all right. She's all right. He wasn't so bad. It was kind of painful. It did make me, I guess that's when I started drinking. It was noisy. I was noisy in a lot of ways. Our house was often noisy. Eventually we had to move out of the suburbs and into a rural area up in Ontario near Crotch Lake. Yeah, we had a great time there, my mother and I, but it was solitary. About this time I started heading into puberty, and things really began to change. I started making different noises, louder, but at the same time a little more controlled, which became really good with my dancing. I would go out into the woods there, and I could really just let my who sing, and I would dance along, and I really did a lot of jigging at that time, and it was in what would have been my junior year that actually my mother let me enter into an Irish jig competition, and I was the only one in the competition that did my own accompaniment. I came in third, and I think that was a big part of starting to realize that there were things I could do with my who. My mom took me on our first vacation of our life, and we went to Florida. But it was, I think that about the second day we were on the trip that I decided to go into the water, and I'd actually never swam before. So I waded in and noticed how the water changed the tone of my who, and really it became almost rhythmic and sort of a beautiful motion. And that's when I started realizing that there was something in the water. These large creatures in the water were coming to me, and for a moment I was scared. I'd never had an animal come towards me before. Mostly they ran away. But I realized that these large creatures in the water, they were manatee, and it was the most amazing moment of my life. They are communing with these animals, and they started singing back, echoing the sounds of my who, and for like 45 seconds, maybe a minute and a half, it was the most magical thing in my life. Until the whales showed up. My sound also drew killer whales, which are not even found in that area. Scientists later would look at it and say it was a highly unusual event. The whales started to attack the manatee, and the water became very bloody very fast, and I didn't know how to swim, and I panicked. And had it not been for this one really brave manatee who just pushed up from underneath me and pushed me to shore moments before it himself got chunked by a killer whale, I still have pictures. I call him Buddy, because he is my buddy. I love him very much and think about him every day. If it wasn't for Buddy, I wouldn't be here today. And it was beautiful, but it was tragic. That's when she got her love for manatees. She did. Hortense has a special relationship with manatees, and I think that's beautiful. I really do. Thank you, Buddy.